First of all, thank you guys so much for joining the call. Happy New Year to everyone. We are really excited to be bringing Monitor Base to you. We've already had a branch that's been leveraging it. It's our Inglewood branch out of Colorado, and we've gotten some pretty decent feedback from them on it. And ideally, you know, we just came off of a banner year. I'm sure we can all agree on that, but we don't want anyone to lose their momentum. And there are so many opportunities available in relationships that you have already established and with people that you've already done exceptional work for. So we just want to give you the opportunity to have a little bit of a helping hand in seeing who might benefit from your expertise and from the tools that we have here at Highlands. I think Lily's going to cover this here shortly, but the user accounts are being set up. You should be getting activation notices today. So if you haven't received it, don't freak out. You probably don't have your login information, but you will be getting that soon. And we will have another training on Thursday of this week, and then we are also looking at doing a follow-up in case you know, you need a refresher, or you know, you're just really dying to dig a little bit deeper into it after the beginning of February. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to Lily. She's a fantastic trainer and demoer of this platform. So feel free to ask questions if you have them. I know we'll keep an eye on the chat, and also whenever you guys just speak up. So take it away, Lily.
All right, thank you, Becky. I appreciate it. Yes, also this training will be recorded and distributed as a YouTube link. So just keep that in mind. But again, the chat is open. I sometimes will be looking at my other screen, so I might miss your chat. If I do, feel free to unmute yourself and jump in. With that said, we'll just dive right in. And thank you for the introduction, Becky. So Highlands has extended this tool to you to use as kind of a client retention tool, as Becky said, as well as marketing to those past clients. So Highlands is going to be uploading your contacts for you. Again, as she mentioned, your activation emails to your account will be sent out to you later today. And so you'll be able to log in and access everything that I'm showing you right now. And then you'll start getting alerts within about a week or two, and then you can really start to, you know, see the alerts on the system. And I'll go into everything that happens when you receive an alert, what it looks like, the next steps you should take, and then you can just keep track of your activity from there. But essentially how it works is, as I mentioned, Highlands is uploading all of your contacts for you and will be doing so on an ongoing basis. So we're connected to your Encompass as well as your Surefire CRM. And so data from both of those places is being uploaded into your account as it comes in. And then those contacts will be monitored for any events that would indicate that those clients are back in the market for a mortgage. So going into a little bit of how it works, we use those names and addresses that are provided, and we're able to get any activity on their credit. So we have two main alerts that we offer. Three main alerts that we offer with your company, which are the inquiry alert, the migration alert, and the pre-mover alert. So I'll explain what all three of those alerts are, and then what happens when you get an alert and how you should follow up. So this is your dashboard, by the way, and this little monitors section is going to show you in your account how many contacts you have uploaded total, and then how many of those contacts are being watched for each activity. So this is not going to be actual events that are occurring, but it's just going to give you a snapshot of how many people are eligible to produce those types of events. So the inquiry alert is a notification when one of those contacts has applied for a mortgage, specifically with a competitor. Next, we have our migration alerts, which are credit improvement alerts. These are when somebody has gone from being below your company's minimum credit criteria to then improving their credit and meeting that minimum or going over that minimum. And lastly, we have our pre-mover alerts, which are listing alerts if somebody's home has been listed for sale or for rent. So what happens when you get a monitor-based alert is you'll get an email to your inbox that says, hey, John Smith has gone and applied for a mortgage with a competitor, and you should go ahead and reach out to that person. Now keep in mind that for inquiry and migration alerts, you're only going to get alerts for people who are already, from a credit standpoint, at your company's minimum criteria or above. So again, I mentioned that for migration, but that's also for inquiry. You're only going to get alerts for people who already are looking good based on their credit. So when you get that monitor-based alert in your email, and you'll also get those notifications into Surefire if you are logging into Surefire daily, you really do not have to log into monitor-based to see the credit details. You know that they're good enough based on their credit. Of course, there may be other factors that would indicate that they, once you go and do the full application with them, that would, make them not qualified. But based on their credit, they're at a good standing place. But if you do want to go in and see more details about that credit, you can log in, and then this is where you'll see your alert details. So you'll pay attention to this top bar in your account that has today's alerts, the past 7 days, 30 and 90. And keep in mind that if you are a branch manager or you have some higher level of access in monitor base, your totals will be for the whole branch. And same with these monitors, it's going to show you the access level that you have for, it's going to show you all the alerts and data for whatever access level that you have. So yeah, if you want to see that credit data, you'll just go in, open up your alerts for like today, for example, and open up your client's profile. And this will show you, of course, the information that has been uploaded, like name and address and any contact information, but you're also going to get, of course, the notification that's an inquiry alert and then appended credit data from Experian. So this has the Experian mortgage FICO, accurate to the date that the credit was pulled. And you're getting the alerts in daily batches in the morning from the inquiries from the day before. So you're getting the alert within about 24 hours of them having their credit pulled. And then you're getting that mortgage FICO, as well as some information about their current mortgage, like the type, when it was opened, the monthly payment, current and original balances, as well as estimated LTV, some miscellaneous mortgage information, and non-mortgage debt aggregates as well. So again, you don't have to log in to see this information to know that they credit pre-qualify, but all of this will be available when you log in. The next thing to know that's really important for you to know, even if you don't keep up on logging into the system and actually viewing the credit data, is that for all the inquiry and migration alerts that you receive, there will be an email and or a letter that is sent out to your borrower on your behalf. So I'll show you a sample of those. Let's see, let's pull this up. I don't know why the window is so tiny. Here we go. Okay, so this is our sample, but the letter that goes out to your borrower is going to have Highlands logo up here. And then it's going to have a little message that says something like, Dear John, this letter hopes to find you well and let you know about some exciting news. Based on information from your credit report, we have pre-qualified you for a home loan with Highlands Residential Mortgage. And then it will encourage the borrower to reach out to you. It will have your name, your NMLS number, a phone number to reach you at, all that good stuff. And then it even has a handwritten portion. It's also addressed in that font, so it gets really good open rates. It has, of course, all the important terms and conditions of the offer as well. And essentially what this outlines is that they are not guaranteed a loan. They still have to go and apply, but based on their credit, that they are pre-qualified. So this is the letter that they get, and then there's also the email version of that is sent out first, and that's going to look very similar to the letter. It has that greeting, again, prompts them to reach out to you, has all of your information on here. Oh, and then they can click to view the full offer, which will take them to the lender that has the terms and conditions. And it also on the email has a little button that they can press that says, hey, I'm interested, send me some more information. And this will prompt them to update their contact information so that you have the most accurate phone and email for that contact. So all of these emails are tracked, and we first send out the email. The email goes out a couple hours after you receive the alert, and we'll notify you if those contacts are opening up your email or viewing the full offer if they've clicked the interested button. So just expect to receive those notifications, and then if they don't open up the email, we still send them the physical letter. But if they open up the email, then we do not send them the physical letter because they've already seen your offer. So all of that is tracked, and you can view that activity in your account. I'll kind of talk a little bit more about navigation in just a minute, but just know that that outreach is going out to your borrowers for every inquiry and migration alert. Okay, so you've gotten your email from MonitorBase, you know that you've gotten an alert, you know that the borrower is getting that email and letter, and the next step that you really want to take is to reach out to the borrower. And of course, you will have some inbound activity from the emails and letters, so people that pick up the phone and call you, but you will see a higher success rate if you reach out. And we have scripts available on our site. You don't have to use the scripts, but they can be helpful in navigating that conversation. If you haven't used a system like this before, so that you're not sounding, a little bit creepy when you call them and saying, hey, I saw you applied for a mortgage yesterday, and they're a little confused by that. So this script helps tie everything together in a more, a little bit more of a seamless way. So something like, hey, John, it's Lily with Highlands Residential Mortgage. We worked together on a loan about 2 years ago, and I'm reaching out because at Highlands, I have a system that periodically pre-qualifies my clients, and your name came up as somebody who may be in the market. I've sent you a pre-qualification letter in the mail, and I wanted to know if that's something I could help you with. So again, it just kind of ties everything together, brings up that letter so that if they've seen it, or then it might spark their memory, or if they haven't seen it, they'll be a little bit more primed for when they do see that. There's also some rebuttals on here if anybody is concerned about how, that pre-qualification process works. So this is available on our website. We can also put the scripts into the alert itself when you open it up. The script would just be right below the inquiry event. So that's really it as far as the alerts and how they work. I will go over a couple more details, talk about navigation, and then I'll answer some questions. It does look like, actually I see some questions in the chat, so let me touch on them right now. Okay, Corey Ling says, I think I missed something and I apologize. Are those emails sent out automatically or am I sending them out? That's a great question. MonitorBase sends out all of the emails and the letters automatically without you touching anything. So that is a good thing to know. It's something that's really nice because you don't have to worry about it, but if you're not aware of it, then it can be confusing. So they are being sent out automatically. Okay, Scott says, is the mortgage info you showed from our system, or would it be there even if they closed with a competitor but stayed in our system? Yes, that is another really great question. He's talking about the mortgage information that shows up on the alert. And that is all information from Experian. So it is, if they closed a loan with a competitor, but they stayed in your system, all of this information would still appear because it's being appended by, it's data that's added to the alert from Experian. Yes, great question. So really the information that Highlands is giving us is going to appear up here before the, everything above the FICO will be from Highlands. It's already been provided, and then everything below the FICO is appended from Experian. I hope that helps answer that question. Okay, I don't see any other questions in the chat. So let me touch on navigation for the site. Okay, so when you log in, you'll again have your alerts at the top, all of your contacts and the people that you're watching. Again, there are no alerts in this section. They're only up here. Your alert data will stay in your account for 30 days with the credit data, and then the alert itself without the credit data will stay there for 90 days, and then it will by default disappear. So just keep that in mind. Your snapshot of your recent alerts will also appear here, and then any recent calls. So people that have, seen your email or letter offer and picked up the phone and called you, you will see that a brief snapshot of the log here. And on the left-hand tab, if you go to your email campaigns, you can see any of the activity on those emails. So you can see who the email has been sent to, if any emails have bounced, who's opened the emails, and who's clicked to actually view the full offer with the terms and conditions, if anybody has clicked on the interested button or replied. Also, you will get email notifications on these activities, as well as the replies will just go right back to your inbox, but they're also viewable here. And you can also, by clicking the test firm offer button, you can send yourself a sample of the email offer. So if you want to see it just like your client sees it, you can test that offer and get that sent to you. Okay, I do see a couple other questions in the chat. Let me finish the navigation and then I'll go touch on those questions. And then for inbound activity, this is going to have all the activity for calls. Again, indicated by the phone icon. So you can see the full log of anybody who's ever called you. It will show you, of course, the caller ID, the number that dialed you, the number that they dialed, the number it forwarded to, date, call duration. You can block these numbers if you ever get spam calls. And let me touch on something that will explain the forwarded numbers. So on your letters and emails, when it has your number right here, it's actually not going to print your phone number. It will print a monitor-based number that forwards to your phone number. So when you get your activation email, you'll be sent to a screen that has you set up, your forwarding number. You can set up a marketing number. If you don't set up your own marketing number, it will forward to your branch phone number by default. So if you want it to forward to a direct line or cell phone, just make sure you go in and get a marketing number and then put in your forwarding number that you want those calls to be sent to. So that is what it's showing right here when it says to and forwarded to. This is your marketing number, and then this is your phone number or the branch phone number that it's forwarding to. Okay, now let me answer these questions that appeared in the chat. Does MonitorBase own our data once we upload? So we don't have any value for your data. And then Highlands is just uploading it. So I guess I would be curious what your, reason for asking the question is. We don't do anything with your data. We don't sell it. And the only data that we're really taking that matters to us is the names and addresses. Because that's what we use to find the people and match it up with their credit data. But the reason why this data is valuable to you is, names and addresses are something that's kind of phone book data, right? The reason why it's valuable to you guys is because they're your actual people that you have a relationship with. So that's why these alerts are valuable, is because not only are they back in the market, but there's somebody that you've worked with in the past and you had that relationship with. So when you reach out, you're going to be able to earn their business back, like that. I'm not really sure if I answered your question though, Carrie. So okay. Because if we leave the data, it can be given to other loan officers. A ton of CRM companies do this. Yeah, we are not going to give your data to any other company or anything like that. So I hope that helps answer the question. Okay, also Kristen asked, so if the credit is updated with the new mortgage, then it is updated throughout with the monitoring system. I'm not sure that I understand that question. Let's see, I think you're talking about the credit data that is appended. And I guess I'll just say to that question that on any inquiry and migration alert, all of that information that I showed you earlier will be available. So I hope that helps answer your question, Kristen. Yeah, we have a couple other questions. I'll get through those ones as well. Just wanted to pull up that credit information again for you. Okay. And then let's see. We have, can we opt out clients from the letters manually? That's a great question. For the way that this program works, it's called credit pre-screening. And under the FCRA, you're required to send out the firm offer of credit to your borrower. So the only way to opt out a client from the letters is to opt them out of monitoring, because once you receive that alert, you are legally required to send that offer out to the borrower. So that's why we do that. So to answer that question, you could opt a client out if you didn't want them to receive a letter, but that would also just mean that you don't get any alerts on that contact. And keep in mind that if a borrower themselves does not want to be part of the credit pre-screen program, there is a national let's see, show you on the letter, there's a national opt-out line that they can call. This is not even associated with monitor base. It's like the national line that they would call, and they can opt themselves out of credit pre-screening if they would like. So hopefully that helps answer your question.
Hey, Lily, I'm going to interrupt you real quick. This is Becky.
Yeah.
I don't seem to have the ability to mute other callers, but I think we have somebody who might need to mute their line. We got, I think there's like a kid party and maybe some other things happening. So if everybody on the line, if you're not participating in the questions, if you could do me a huge favor and just make sure that your line's muted, that would be awesome.
Oh my God.
Let's see. Okay, I just muted somebody. Thanks, Becky. All right, I think thanks for putting all of your things into the chat. Okay, if clients have a freeze on their credit reports, does this still work? Oh, that's a really good question. There are some, I guess, circumstances that are a little bit more rare where you might not get an alert for somebody. So one of those is if they have a freeze on their credit. Another one would be like if they were opted out of credit pre-screening, if they had called this national hotline and they had just chosen not to be involved in the pre-screening program, then you wouldn't get an alert for them. So those are pretty few and far between, but those kind of things can happen. Or like if you have somebody that doesn't have any credit already, but all of the people that you're going to be uploading will have credit. But yeah, that's a really good question. Thanks for asking that. Okay. And then Kristen also said, you said that if the new mortgage is updated on credit. Yeah, so if somebody has gone out and had a new mortgage since the last time that you engaged with them, when you get the alert on them, then their new mortgage information would show up. I hope that answers that, Kristen. Okay, I'm not seeing any other chat messages that we haven't answered. So unless you have any other questions? Okay, good. Kristen, I'm glad that your question was answered. Are there any other last questions? Feel free to unmute yourself if you do have any questions.
Hey, Lily, this is Becky again. I don't know if you mentioned or showed, I'm sorry, I was kind of multitasking here and there, about the scripting for whenever they do get the notification emails that, you know, either it was a mover or a listing alert or something like that, that it actually gives you a little bit of a guide on, you know, kind of how to start that conversation. Do you have that handy to show?
Yes, yeah. So I did mention it, I showed the inquiry script, but the other scripts are available as well. So let me pull this up again. So for like the migration alerts as well, there's a script that corresponds, and it will also appear in the alert. But this one has like a little slightly different wording than the inquiry script. So something like, hey, it's Lily with Highlands. We spoke back in however long ago about a loan, and I have a system to periodically pre-qualify my past clients, and your file came up. It looks like your credit has improved to meet our credit qualifications. I will be sending a pre-qualification letter in the mail. Are you still looking at getting that product? So, and there's a very similar one for the, let's see. Oh, it doesn't show it on this script, but there's also one for the pre-mover alerts, the listing alerts. This is only my snapshot, so this is the only place where it doesn't have the pre-mover alert, but I just realized I need to update that for my demos. Anyway, I'll show you the pre-mover script as well.
Yeah, while she's bringing this up, I do want to point out their knowledge base on Monitor Base is actually really, really good. For those of you who dig in, if you don't want to dig in, that's fine too. But I do want to, as a trainer and as a communications person, I love their knowledge base. It has so much information in it. If you're trying to figure out what's going on with the system and how you can get more out of it.
Thank you for saying that. Yeah, I will show you how you can easily access the knowledge base. But yeah, here's the pre-mover script. It says something like, I'm reaching out because at Highlands I have a system that monitors my local market for homes that may be showing up on the market for sale. Are you currently in the market to make a move? Okay, let me show you a couple more things. I don't want to make it too complicated for you, but I do want you to have a good basis of how to navigate the site. I also want you to know that for pre-mover alerts, these are the only alerts that don't have letters going out for them or emails, and they also don't have credit information. So that's actually why they don't have letters, is because you don't need to legally, so we just don't have any letters that are sent out. So if you do get a pre-mover alert, know that your borrower does not receive any communication, so you will have to just reach out about that. Okay, a couple more things as far as site navigation is the knowledge base, and there's two ways to easily access it depending on what you prefer. If you click on the Academy button with this little graduation cap, this is going to send you directly to our knowledge base where you can go in and search any questions. If you're like, oh, I can't remember what an inquiry alert is, you can say, what is an inquiry alert? And then we have a ton of articles that go over just these different things in our systems to kind of educate. There's a lot of how-tos and instructional articles in our knowledge base. The other way you could do it is you can also click on the chat on the bottom right, and if you just click, I have a question, and then you can type your question in. So if you just put in script, for example, the little robot will pull articles from our knowledge base that he thinks are going to pertain to your question. And then if your question isn't resolved by any of those articles, you can create a ticket for our support team to send you an actual answer if you don't have that already. So a couple ways to access the knowledge base. And also keep in mind, if you are like a branch admin or you're trying to manage your alerts, you can go in, and when you open up that list, there's certain things you can do to help organize and keep you on top of your data. So you could select this list. If you needed to reassign them to a different loan officer, if you're a branch admin, you can click the action button. Oh, there we go. Click the action button and assign those to a different loan officer if you needed to. Or if you just wanted to download your list of alerts, you can download them. Same with your prospects. If you go to your prospect list and you want to look at all of your contacts, you can go in, select them, and reassign them, download them. You can kind of change up the monitoring if you ever need to, etc. or you can add tags as well. So tags are kind of a way to organize different parts of your database, just to if there's certain people that are, you know, credit turn downs and you want to categorize them, you can add a tag to put all those into one group. Okay, I think that should cover pretty much everything that we needed to talk about. And then again, you'll be asked to look at your mail settings when you activate your account. But if you need to ever double check those, you will just go to your account, click on the letter icon, and then this will show you your settings for how your mail is going out. There's really two options. There's either the personalized option or the default option, which would just default to the company or branch information. So it's going to ask if you want to use your own name on the mail. If not, it will just go out with Highlands name. It will still be branded with Highlands even if you use your own name, but if you choose not to use your name, it just will not have your name. Same with your NMLS, and again, that marketing phone number that I mentioned earlier. If your licensing section is blank, it's not something to worry about. It's just because we already take care of your licensing. Sometimes people like to add extra things, so we have a spot for it. But if it's blank, you don't need to worry about it. So, let's see. Can we pick and choose who gets a letter and email? Another great question. If you are monitoring somebody, and they trigger an alert, you have to send the letter and email. So the only way, again, to stop somebody from getting the letters and emails would be to not have them uploaded and monitored in your MonitorBase account. I hope that helps, David. Also, if you want to upgrade your account and get access to our soft pull tool and our other alerts, which are the predictive alerts, or if you want to upload more contacts that Highlands isn't uploading for you, you can upgrade. It's about $100 a month. I won't spend too much time on it, but if you have questions about upgrading, let me know. If you have questions at all, you can email our support team at support@monitorbase.com, or you can email me. My email is lily@monitorbase.com. It's LILLY. I think that is about it. Any last questions or anything before I go ahead and end the training?
I don't see anything, Lily. That was a great walkthrough. Thank you so much for your time today.
Okay, yeah, thanks to everybody who joined. I really appreciate you all. I'm sure that you'll have questions as you keep using the system, so don't hesitate to reach out, and Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy New Year, yes. And don't forget, guys, you will be getting your activation emails either today or tomorrow.
Yes, I actually just got a notification from our team that those should be going out shortly. So
awesome.
Yes. All right. Thanks
Perfect.
to everyone again. Hope you have a great
Thank
rest of your week.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.